Hi disciple, this is Jetsu, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. And for those coming back to my channel, I thank you for coming back to my channel. As you know, on my channel I talk about God, His Son, His love for us, and His Son coming back. But today I'm gonna talk about when you're in a group or you're with your team members, but when you are around a group of people or a group of friends, and sometimes that can impede you from doing what you want to do, or impede you from what you think is right, but you following the norm of the group or your team members or your group of friends that you're associated with. And sometimes you want to step out of the box a little, but you don't know how to do it, because you don't want them to know that you're stepping out of the box, because sometimes what they're doing in the group, know that some light is shed, and you realize and understand you want to step out of the group, and not following the law and the rules what the groups go by. So today we're gonna look at Nicodemus. We're gonna look at Nicodemus and see how being in a group and only have tunnel vision, and then when you come out and you step out a little and see the light, or it can change your thinking process and change you in terms of how you look at things and how you view other people, and what you think is right. Now sometimes it plays a part in your life. See that what you and the group are doing, sometimes you probably thought it's right, but know that now you can see the light that not everything or most of the things the groups are doing is wrong. So let's look at Nicodemus. And who is Nicodemus? Nicodemus was one of the scribes, one of the member of the mighty Sanhedrin court, and they were the one who, like I said in one of my past video, they were the one who implements the rules and laws when it comes to the civil and religious law of the Jewish people in Judah and Jerusalem at that time when the Romans were ruling. The Sanhedrin courts, they were the one who looked over the religious realm of the land. And like I said, the Pharisees, they are the one who go out, see who is breaking the Sabbath law, and yet still they are the one who making all these rules. They're supposed to be following the law that Moses laid down. So they're not following the law, but they want to make sure everybody keep the Sabbath. So Nicodemus was a member of that group. That means he was one of the scribes. So he was in the meeting with them when they're doing all of these things. So here comes this new preacher in town, Jesus. And Jesus is teaching, and his teaching was true, and he was compassionate, and he was telling the people how they should live their life, and the things that the Pharisee looks at and make a big mountain out of it, Jesus would let the people know. Yet still he was telling people, don't follow the law of the land, but don't do what the Pharisees and the scribes are doing, because what they're doing, they see me, hear me, trying to be the center of attention. So now we're going to look at one of the member of that group, of the Sanhedrin court group, and of the scribes. So Nicodemus, he was a member of that group. So here comes Jesus in town, a new teacher, and everyone was gravitating to Jesus. Everyone was following Jesus. Jesus was doing all of these miracles in town. Jesus was showing compassion and love, and everyone in town gravitate to the truth, gravitate to this new teaching. So here come Nicodemus. Because at that time, the Pharisees, they were following Jesus and trying to hear what Jesus is talking about, want to see if Jesus trying to tell the people break the law of the land and not following them. But what happened, the Pharisees, they were losing their grounds of see me, hear me, walking out in their long robes and stuff, and no one looking upon them anymore, because everyone is now looking up on the true one and only true teacher who teaching them the right. So now everyone is following Jesus. The Pharisees, they get jealous. They follow him to see what is this man teaching these people. So let's focus on the members of that group, Nicodemus. So Nicodemus heard Jesus teaching and he saw how compassionate Jesus' teaching was. He loved following Jesus. He loved Jesus' teaching. And he's looking at what the Pharisee, and the Pharisee, they're talking about behind closed door, and he realized that, wait a minute, I'm in this group. And we're supposed to be following the law of the land, what Moses laid down. But I know my group member and they're not following in it. But I'm so gravitating to Jesus. His teaching was different and compassionate and loving. And it was totally different from what the Pharisees was. Oh no, totally different from all the Pharisees going about teaching. And Nicodemus, like I said, is a part of the group. So they weren't showing compassion and love to the people. So he saw the difference in Jesus. So now he has tunnel vision being with the group with the Pharisees. So now he's stepping out of the box. So now he doesn't have tunnel vision anymore. He can see a different method, a different way of learning things. And he can see, wait a minute, there's a different teaching. There's a different way. And this man, Jesus, is teaching us compassion and love. And Nicodemus saw that. He gravitated to that. That if you remember, if some of you read the Bible, remember, when they brought Jesus before, aka the high priest Caiaphas, remember Nicodemus was the one was telling them, give Jesus a chance. Let him defend himself. Let us not put him on trial before he tells us what is he all about and who he is. So when these brethren, his group members, the scribe, they were beating on Jesus, Nicodemus was the one who said, give him a chance. Let him defend himself. Because you have to remember, Nicodemus sneakily, incognito, in night, he goes to see Jesus. And what that means, he did not want anyone. Because after listening to Jesus and following Jesus around, he described him, something touched Nicodemus' heart. So now he goes incognito in the night to see Jesus because he didn't want his fellow members or even probably people of the community to see him because they all know he's a Pharisees, So he goes in night to see Jesus. So he went and he talked to Jesus. So he saw Jesus in private. So he get to be closer to Jesus, get to communicate with Jesus other than when he's out, when Jesus is teaching with the crowd and he stand at the side with his brethren, the Pharisees, and listen to Jesus. Now he get a personal conversation with Jesus. Now he's with Jesus, he's close to Jesus. And something come over Nicodemus, the power of Jesus. His heart was melted. He doesn't have tunnel vision anymore. He saw the truth. He saw the light, which is the truth. And he saw the compassion in Jesus. And he said, wait a minute, to himself. He probably saying, wait a minute, to myself. This man may be who he said he is. So he went back after talking to Jesus, and Jesus told him that, you have to be born again. He didn't understand that realm what Jesus was telling him. But, after Jesus explained, he understand. He went back to his group. So now, after they capture Jesus, I shouldn't say capture, but because of the way they go and take Jesus from the garden, I use the term, they capture Jesus. They go, they drag him take him from the garden. He went with them, and now they're on trial. So Nicodemus was the one who said, no, let's give him a chance to talk, to tell us who he is. So Nicodemus was defending Jesus against his brethren. So we have to remember, and also remember, so after that he defends Jesus, he now saw the light. Now he doesn't have tunnel vision anymore. We can learn a lot from Nicodemus. Those of us who have a lot of friends, those of us who are in groups, when we saw the groups doing something, sometimes we take a step back and learn and pay close attention to see, what is it I'm following? The group said do this, but before I jump over the bridge, let me investigate. And that's exactly what Nicodemus did. He goes incognito in the night to see Jesus, to say, let me get closer to him, talk personal, and see what it is. What is his teaching is all about. So, and also, after that, the crucifixion, remember again, this Nicodemus was the one with Joseph of Arimathea. Remember, Joseph of Arimathea was the one who asked for the body and stuff. Nicodemus was there with him. They were the one who wrapped in the body of Jesus and everything. A Sanhedrin, a scribe, to do that, step out of the box and do that. You could tell that his heart was melted. He saw the light after speaking with Jesus on a personal level. Now he saw the truth and now he believed who is this Jesus. Or else he wouldn't be joining with Joseph of Arimathea to take care of the body. This is the Pharisees we're talking about, you know. So you could tell something happened to Nicodemus. God may have spoken to his heart. And this can happen to all of us, my fellow brethren. When God sees you trying, that's what Nicodemus was doing. He was in the group, but he was stepping out the box a little because now he saw the light and God saw that he's trying. And when God sees you trying and when God sees you stepping out the box to seek him and to understand him, of course, God is going to give you that option. God is going to give you that choice. God is going to give you that opportunity. So that's what God do. So the question is, did Nicodemus stay with the scribes after Jesus' crucifixion? Did Nicodemus step out of the box? Did he leave the group? We may not know if he leave the groups. We don't know. But the thing is, Nicodemus may be still with the group after the crucifixion, but now he believed in Jesus and serving God. Maybe he was doing it under the quiet. Who knows? We don't know. But one thing for sure we learn is that Jesus spoke to him and now he saw the light. That he was able to defend Jesus among his brethren. So we don't know what happened to him after that. Because one thing for sure, after the Romans, we realized after what the Romans they did in Jerusalem, we realized that a lot of these group was dismantled. The Sadducees, all of them were dismantled. So we don't know what road Joseph Nicodemus take after that. So my fellow disciples, I just want to say, and eye watchers, I just want to say those that who not in Christ yet, if you're in a group with friends and because you want to step out of the box, step out of the tunnel vision and see the truth, the light, and want to cross over and say, you know what, I saw a lot of stuff what's happening. And I may used to go to church, whatever the case may be, but because of your group, because of your friend, you want to please your friend. Remember one thing, when God come, God not going to judge you, judge your friend. God judge your friend because of you, or you because of, God gonna judge each and every one when Jesus come back individually. Why? Because each and every one of us have our soul, our spirit in us that God gave us, and this is what is gonna be at the judgment. Because remember, I told you before over and over, God does not deal with the flesh. God does not deal with the flesh. So don't think when judgment come, God is gonna be talking to your friend about you or talking to you, say you were in the group and you're following. No, everyone is gonna be judging individually. So don't say because of your friend you're going to hell. No, you're going to hell because you did not choose the light, the truth. So until then, my fellow disciples and eye watchers, I just want to say, we all who follow God is disciples. And all my eye watchers who's not yet following God, I just want to say, I'm one of you, and I'm treading on the rugged road. And let us all step out the box, don't have tunnel vision, and follow the light, follow the truth. The truth is light, and light is truth. Follow the words. Let us not look what our friend doing, because I'm telling you now today, you and your friend have a separate soul, separate spirit that God is speaking to, that God will be dealing with. Because like I said, God does not deal with what? The flesh. So don't ever blame your friend for nothing, because you have your own individual spirit that guide you and tell you right from wrong. So until then, my fellow eye watchers and fellow disciples of God, I just want to say, God first, man second. God first, man second, and let us all not have tunnel vision so we can see the light. Until then, thank you for watching and subscribe to my channel so when I upload something new, you will be first to get it. So until then, God bless you and thank you.